Hello students, let's read the problem. And it says, Steve graphed the parent function f of x equals x squared on the coordinate plane below. Then he graphed the function g of x equals 4x squared minus 5 on the same coordinate plane. Which of the following statements is true about the parent function f of x equals x squared and the function g of x equals 4x squared minus 5? Okay, so what are they telling us? Well, they're telling us that what's graphed below is actually the parent function. Very good. This is my parent function. Okay, and we know there was a transformation that happened and we ended up with 4x squared minus 5. This is my new function. Is that right? So we want to know is if you were to graph it, how could you compare them both? Is that right? Well, to graph it, we need to analyze the new function, right? So let's write it down over here. And that is equals to 4x squared minus 5. One of the easiest, and I'm always going to say this, one of the easiest to compare is this one. And I hope that you remember why. This one tells you whether you're going to go up or down. Is that right? Therefore, this means that you're going to go 5 units down. Very good. You go 5 units down. So if we go 5 units down from there, that means I'm going to be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, somewhere over here. Is that right? That's where my new vertex is going to be. Okay? Now, what do I know about that coefficient? Because that's going to be a huge help. Well, number one, the coefficient is greater than 1. Right? It is greater than 1. Therefore, it's going to be upward, which means it's going to be facing up. Is that right? And we call it, it's a vertical stretch. And what that means, in case that you're still like, what do you mean by vertical stretch, miss? That doesn't help. I know sometimes that doesn't help, right? Vertical stretch means that your new function is going to be somehow narrow. And some people say, oh, you mean thinner than the other one. And yes, the answer will be yes. It's going to be a little bit more thin than the previous one. Is that right? Therefore, I'm expecting to get something like, maybe like this, okay? So let's go ahead and draw what I think is going to look like. Okay, there's my new one, okay? So I don't know if you can tell, but it looks like it's kind of like on the inside of the yellow one. Is that right? Because that's what we're saying. We're saying that it's supposed to be thinner. It's supposed to be a little bit more narrow than the previous one. Okay? So that's more or less what it's supposed to look like. So now let's look at the answer choices, right? Letter A says the graph of g of x is narrower than the graph of the parent function. And you know what? That is totally correct. Because isn't this the same word that we put over here? Right? So that looks to me that that's a right one, right? That's a correct answer. Let's go to letter B. It says 5 units to the left. Is that true? Did we go 5 units to the left? No, right? If anything, we said it was going to be 5 units which way? Down. Exactly. So no, I don't think B is correct. Letter C. The graph of g of x is wider than the graph of the parent function. Did we say that it was going to be wider? We said it was actually going to be thinner, right? So, no, that's not correct either. It's not wider. Cross it out. And the last one says, the graph of g of x is 4 units down from the graph of the parent function. Is that true? Are we going 4 units down? No, right? We're actually going 5 units down. Okay, very good. So no, that's not correct. Therefore, my answer for this, it is going to be letter A. Very good. That's our answer. Great.